So today we have with us a top realtor from Ontario and Alberta, 180,000 plus followers combined on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. He has a team of 50 plus successful real estate agents throughout Canada. He's a true mentor. He's truly leading by example and definitely making a difference to our culture and our society. With the current uncertainties in the market right now, Paji, first of all, where do you think the real estate market is heading right now?
So it will going to go up and down, but end result it's obviously going to be those inflation numbers.
Do you have any advice or a piece of information for them, for a buyer who is scared to enter the market?
You're not able to qualify as an individual person. Why not you pair up with someone else? One condo going an average rent is 2,500. Why you are paying rent rather than you buy that and pay for your own mortgage? Why you are paying for landlord's mortgage?
Talking about it from a financial standpoint of view, you can increase your income, but there is only so much you can do with your expenses, right? What are the mistakes that people make, when they're looking for a property?
Okay, so you need to consider how much I can afford it. If you can afford it, I always say go for that. Second,
What are some of the things that you should be seeing in that person who you choose to be your realtor?
buying a home is the biggest decision of your life. Work with someone experienced who have already been through your journey and then who is helping so many people day to day. And then I don't want you to be stuck in your first and that is your last deal because you had a bad experience with your real estate agent.
Anybody who's aspiring to be a real estate agent, I mean, what are the challenges like probably that you faced when you started? So today we have with us a top realtor from Ontario and Alberta, 180,000 plus followers combined on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. He has a team of 50 plus successful real estate agents throughout Canada. He's a true mentor. He's truly leading by example and definitely making a difference to our culture and our society. So please help me welcome, none other than Mandeep Dhesi. Mandeep Paji, welcome to the podcast. Is there anything I missed and anything that you want me to add on your beautiful description?
Well, thanks, Sukhamrit, for such a fabulous, I would say, introduction. Since it covers most of the part, we are into real estate. We are helping people coming out of their 9 to 5 job and achieve financial freedom. This is how we did it. Basically, I experimented on myself first, and then we spread the word out. And this is how we are connected. Thanks for inviting me to your podcast.
Perfect. It's a pleasure to have you, Paji. Without any further ado, I think I will just jump right into it. With the current uncertainties in the market right now, Paji, first of all, where do you think the real estate market is heading right now?
So I feel as of today, real estate market is substantially hotter. It was way off, I would say, when the Bank of Canada was in the mode of increasing interest rate every time. We had 8 interest rate hikes that we have seen. You must have noticed we went from 0.25 to 4.5. That's a substantial increase in a 1 year term itself. Now what happened on 25th of January, Bank of Canada announced now we might be freezing the interest rates in the future, and that they did it on 8th of March. They did it yesterday, in fact. So now what happens is the confidence of the consumer is back in the real estate. So what I'm seeing as of now, because we are on the ground, we can see from last 2 months market is very hot, and spring market will be considerably competitive comparatively to the last year. What happens is generally it's historical data. If you forget about 2 3 years what happened during the COVID time, spring market is supposed to be hotter because people love going out. People there's a vacation in the school, so if some families have kids, they are looking for best schools, they move into those area, so they purchase in that time. And same happens on the seller side. Sellers bring their properties in the market because they know they can show the curb appeal, they can show the lot, right? So they can show those features which will attract more price for them. So spring is always competitive. I feel this is a traditional real estate market as of now. If you talk specifically of Toronto real estate market, generally we have around 10,000 homes per month getting sold, and we are picking that momentum. If you see January, February, March itself, we have close to 7,000 homes getting sold off. Obviously, sales are way down on year basis, but the interesting thing is it is, I would say, almost 100,000 up in 3 months itself. So down the line, the future is it's going to pick those And I always say real estate market is like a curve, right? It's always like people mood, right? In the morning you are more energetic. In the afternoon you feel like bit, you need to relax. In the evening you are with the family. So the curve go like this. The same happen with the real estate market also. So it will going to go up and down, but end result it's obviously going to be those inflation numbers. May not against doing any crypto stocks, right? But I have experimented on myself. I believe I am more into those investments where I can touch and feel that, and where I can force those appreciation. Stocks, maybe I'm not sure how you can do force appreciation. And this is the only product that's a real estate where bank is giving you the funds. You are investing what, 5, 10, 20% from your pocket, 80% of the equity in the home is held by bank. They're financing it. And this is one of the best investment where someone is funding for you to grow and scale. So that, and further you can have a force appreciation. This is what we do with our investor clients also. We add, let's say, legal basements, we do renovations, we upgrade. So then the value, it becomes 2x or 3x. That is not possible in any other traditional investment. So that's what I felt is, from my experience, it's better to be focused on one product. That's what we are aligned towards it, and we are helping others to do it. I can speak the whole day on that. And to answer your question in one word, yes, market is going up. And if you're sitting and listening to those news, it's, I always see news as a circle, and there's only one dot of information that you need. Don't listen to those news. It's all negativity. That's why it's being spread out. People love is negativity. 95% people love, they want to talk about negative things. But if you come out of that a cycle, you need to scale yourself. You should be in that mindset where you need that 5% information that can help you, that you can help, can help you differentiate apart from the society. So obviously real estate market is hot. It is going to be hotter in the future also.
Thank you, Paji. Very well explained. And obviously, schools never taught us how to leverage money, right? So I am someone in the financial industry, Paji, and when I deal with clients right now, you won't believe, like, if I sit down with 10 clients, 8 out of 10 clients have a goal of buying their first property in Canada, and they want to do it
Mm.
now. They want to do it in 6 months, 1 year.
Yes.
Like, they're not very worried about how markets are performing, because when it comes to your first house, and correct me if I'm wrong, right, if you're going to hold it anyways for a long term, I think market rate hikes or the prices fluctuating don't really matter, right? So with that takes me to the next question, right? Like, an average buyer in today's market, Paji, is scared, with these rate hikes. I know, like, Canada has, or the government has stabilized them for now. There was no new rate hike, which was great. But do you have any advice or a piece of information for them, for a buyer who is scared to enter the market?
So definitely, I feel affordability have gone down. So I was working with a first-time home buyer. They want to purchase a property of 600,000, and the income they need is 140,000 with a 10% down with the CMSCT. Oh my God, I thought it's a too much because the prime lending rate is 6.7%. So what is happening as of now is, what I recommend, the first-time younger generation like millennials who are settling in their life, they need to collab on this. What I mean by that, you need to club together. Maybe as a family, you are two income earner or three income earners. Same happen with your, maybe you're the friends. Let's say you are not able to qualify as an individual person. Why not you pair up with someone else? Because you have to see real estate is going to give you money, the return that you cannot get anywhere else. Take an example. In Toronto, we have one condo going, and average rent is 2,500. Why you are paying rent rather than you buy that and pay for your own mortgage? Why you are paying for landlord's mortgage? So you need to go smart. Some people are doing some sort of a strategy where, if you talk particularly about Toronto itself, there's a legislation coming up. We have a garden suite in the back itself. We have a basement suite. So there are 3 units in one unit. So to increase that affordability, both on the new immigrants which are coming or the people who are buying their first home, so that can offset their high mortgage payment that they are doing. So you need to go smart. Or another people, even I know people are doing house hacking also. Young people, they don't need all the 3 4 rooms. People are trying all those creative things. I feel those things were always there. It's how you utilize them. It's that's a power of social media. If we are talking now, the word house hacking is there now, you start thinking about it. So why not you learn and implement that? So there are all those reasons where you can increase your affordability. But if you give your excuse, I sit back and relax, no, the interest rates will come lower to 1 point something, which we had in COVID times. It's not going to happen. These are all dreams and it's all cycle. Maybe it can happen in 7, 10 years, or it is just a history that we saw those historical interest rates low. It's not going to happen. The traditional interest rates always around 4 or 5%. And it's going to settle down maybe this end year, maybe next year. So you need to be prepared to that. The best is either you utilize what you have, try to see the property that you're buying, it should offset your high interest, high mortgage payment. Or second thing is you increase your income. Obviously, spend time on your skill set so you are highly paid. If you have to make 140,000, you should target that to have that skill set. What is the world need out of me? And I'm passionate about that. Create that combo and deliver to the world. And if you are valuable, you are bringing value on the table, obviously people are going to pay you more. So there are hundred of reasons that we can talk, where you as a first time homebuyer or investors, you don't have to give those excuses. You can definitely buy that home.
Very well explained, Paji. And you talked about, like, working on your skill set to improve your income, right? Because talking about it from a financial standpoint of view, you can increase your income, but there is only so much you can do with your expenses, right? So if there are
Yes.
fixed expenses, like, you can only pull down a few of them. You cannot, like, there are some needs, there are wants, and then
Yes.
there are desires, right? So that brings me to my next question, Paji. Like, when looking for a new property, what do you think majority of people are struggling with? Number one, or what are the mistakes that people make, when they're looking for a property?
So what I feel is same happened with me also when I was a first time homebuyer. I was not prepared. I was not expected. Only thing I knew was I need a home. I'm able to qualify, I just go for that any type of home. So right now what we do when client come to us, they call us, we have the our methodology we call 6 step approach. I'll just summarize it for you. So where we get more clarity how much you can afford for. That's very important, because if you buy a property, you can buy a property for 2 million, 5 million, or 500,000. There's a huge thing. So you need to see, end of the day you have to pay your mortgage from your own pocket. So you need to consider how much I can afford it. If you can afford it, I always say go for that. Second thing is you need to see location. Location plays a key role when you're buying a real estate, irrespective you are doing it as an investment or for your home. So what we do, we strategize which are the 3 prominent cities based on the needs of the client or the first time home buyer or investor, which are the 3 top cities, why we should focus on that, what's the reason, what's the growth potential of those cities, and how that meets the needs of the client. So that's another thing that we look. And then we look for the whatever property you should be invested in. Let's say you want to buy a condo, you're in GTA or you are in Calgary downtown, you obviously looking for condos, or you're looking for a semi-detached or a townhome. So the trend is totally different. If, for example, you talk about Brampton, out of all the all the Toronto GTA market, Brampton is the only city where we'll have more number of detached homes getting sold. So you need to define yourself, which where I need to settle down. I'm looking for suburbs, or I'm looking even outside of a GTA. So this is the property type. And the fourth, what we do is whatever property you're looking, in the sense, what are the basic amenities you need. You're a husband and a wife, young couple, one kid, right? Okay, do you need three rooms are enough for you? Your parents coming in, you have a guest coming in, you have potential for growth in the future, so you need to strategize yourself. How many washroom you need a single car parking, two car parking. So those features we need to figure out. Another important thing is, where is your job, which location will be working. You're working in downtown, do you really need the go train connectivity? Because recently a lot of people are working from home, but that trend might not continue in the future. So you need that transit connectivity. You need those basic amenities. Do you need that community center? So all those things you need to consolidate. And I always ask that the most important question is why you are buying this home. What is your 0 to 5 year goal out of that? That clarity is really important. People come to me, Paji, ਆਪਾਂ ਘਰ ਲੈ ਲੈਣਾ, we are not going to sell it. It's typical Indian mind. ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕੀ ਆ, ਆਪਾਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਜੰਮੇ ਆ, ਰਾਈਟ, ਉੱਥੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਮਤਲਬ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਕੋ ਜਾਣਾ, that trend doesn't go here. Because what, as per the historical data, people switch maybe after 5 to 7 years, they move because their family situation changes, maybe their income go up or down, whatever, so they downgrade or upgrade based on that circumstances. So I always educate, start with something small. This is not your last dream home. This is just a starting point, and then you, based on your circumstances, you take your decision. Because we never thought we'll be doing this podcast, so you cannot predict that future for you. So best is you get prepared. If even though you don't want to plan right now to sell that property in the future, but I always advise, have that mindset that if I have to sell it, that will there be any buyer who's going to buy that property? ਉਹ ਆਪਣੇ mind 'ਚ ਰੱਖਣਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ. So we have to create that strategy, understand their mindset, sit together. I always say it's always action. What action you are taking, how much the world is reacting to that, and what is your mindset towards that. So a strategy बनानी पैंदी है, because I struggled myself when I bought my first home. I struggled, and I don't want that ਸਾਡੇ clients we struggle can, they should have that same problems itself. So sit together, create that roadmap, work with a professional, get your mortgage pre-approved. ਏਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ you will do it, ਹੋ ਜਾਏਗਾ ਕਰ ਲਾਂਗੇ. No, you need to define, set energy, focus on one point, and then you start. We always say it's not a one day step to buy your home. Even let's say I have to buy it right away, I will say it will take 3 to 6 months. So it's a journey. You need to create that, start taking those baby steps, build yourself, and then you start maybe crawling or running in the future. I hope that answered your question. I can talk all
Wow.
day even on this topic, right? So we do day to
No,
day,
Pari.
mentorship, right? Yeah.
This was so powerful. I mean, like, a realtor who is out there, helping people every day, only he can have so much knowledge and experience, and with the Paji, like, it just shows, when you're talking, that you're there to genuinely help people, right? So I think
Mhm.
that speaks volumes about you. And you also touched a little bit about the first time home, buyer. So just for that, just for the reference for both our audiences, I want to bring up, there is a new first time home savings account that has come,
Yes.
that has come up, and it's a mixture of both a TFSA and an RRSP account. It's very
Yes.
powerful. It's something that you should definitely look into if you're considering to buy your first property. So that was just a tip for anybody who's listening. And with that, I will probably, Pajay, just move on to my last question here. For today, I just want to keep it very short. So, Paji, what do you think someone should be looking in? I mean, like, when they're choosing a realtor for themselves, right? Or what are some of the things that you should be seeing in that person who you choose to be your realtor?
So मैं ਗੱਲ करदा हुन्ना, ਤੁਸੀਂ let's say you want to get training from someone else, right? So you need to get whether that can be a right coach for that. ਤੁਸੀਂ basketball ਸਿੱਖਣੀ ਹੈ, will you go for a tennis expert coach? No. So you have to go with that professional. Same happens with a doctor. So there is a specialist doctor, there's a heart, maybe kidney, those are specialists for that. So you need to find that niche, whether this guy, maybe it's a realtor, his or her, whether this guy is going to listen to me and give me a right advice so I can buy a right home. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਦੇਖੋ ਨਾ, buying a home is the biggest decision of your life. I always say it is a more important decision even for next to your marriage. So marriage ਏਦਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਨਾ, you just give a photo and then you see, okay, this guy's girl is good, right? I just do that. So realities are totally different. But when you go on the ground, realities are totally different. So I always say work with someone experienced who have already been through your journey, and then who is helping so many people day to day. Because ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਇਹ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ what you have to look for, and the other person have worked with hundred and thousand of people similar like you, and they can guide you professionally. So you need to make that decision wisely, sit with them and see how they can add value to that. Because for example, I don't want to say like we are the best, but what I always see, we are into construction also, we know what is happening even the behind of that drywall also, because we have done day to day. I was doing flipping, I was doing contracting, so I know. So nobody can guide me if there's a crack, I know. So most of the realtors, what I felt is they even don't have their own home, or they don't have done any investment. They're guiding others. How you can do that? That's not a possible. It's like impossible. You're just trying in the like, and then you're fooling people. So you need to understand what's the capability of the person you're working with. If Ajit ji ਆਪਾਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ buy ਕਰਾਂਗੇ, do they know anything about the construction? Can they guide me? What are the things they need to look into the property? That's important. And then can they understand me? What is my requirement, and further is ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕੁਝ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ guide ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਨੇ beyond that, because I feel I'm a professional. I always tell my clients I'm a professional. Definitely, if even you don't like what I'm saying, but still I have to tell it to you. End of the day, decision ਤੁਹਾਡਾ, because you have to sign it. It's your own home. But ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ professional ਕੋ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, they should guide you. But what I feel is I've always worked with a three approach with even with my clients also. You need to be very honest, transparent, and collaborative. It's a both ways. Even I am as a real estate agent, and both from you also. So the more I can understand you, more I can understand your requirement, the better I can guide you. It's not you are going to a doctor and you're telling, I have a stomach pain, I have a head pain also. So how he can guide it? It's not a generic medicine he can give you. The same happens with the real estate also. You thought a goal key, what you're trying to achieve out of that, you sit together, you consult, and then you're feeling comfortable, go with it. Never get miscarried. It's like I think हर बंदा smart है. ਅੱਜ ਦੇ words people are smart. They know how to use social media. ਮੈਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੇਟੇ ਨੂੰ ਦੇਖਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ, he is smarter than me, he knows. So ਪਰ you need to street smart in the sense because ਉਹ professional ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹਰ ਰੋਜ਼ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਕਿ ਦੇਖਣਾ ਕੀ ਹੈ, ਪਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਸ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਦੇ ਹੋ ਫੇਸ ਟੂ ਫੇਸ ਮਿਲਦੇ, ਮੈਂ ਵੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਆਨਲਾਈਨ ਮਿਲੇ ਆ ਰਾਈਟ, ਸੋ ਇਟਸ you can judge it ਵੀ ਬੰਦਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਲਿਜਾ ਸਕਦਾ, is it bluffing or he's very real. So ਉਹਨੂੰ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲੋ, ਪਰਖੋ, and then you go for it. No rush because ਇਹ ਇੱਕ ਜਰਨੀ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਘਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੈਣਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੁੜ ਮੁੜ ਕੇ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹੋ, and I don't want you to be stuck in your first and that is your last deal because you had a bad experience with your real estate agent. What I had personally, I don't want ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੋਰ ਬੰਦੇ ਵੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੀ ਹੋਵੇ. That's the only reason when I went into real estate also I thought, oh no, I can do far better than the other people. What they are doing, they are like just doing time pass because most of the people are part-time real estate agent. They do something on the side and all of a sudden they see this is a sales opportunity, I can make good commission, let's go, and then there they misguided on all the listing that we are getting right now. These are the people who have like in the peak they bought the properties at the inflated price and never saw that value even on those homes. Now we are listing it and they're selling it on the loss, and I feel very pity for them. How come those real estate agents misguided that? See, I'm also a realtor too, nothing against those real estate agents, there are very qualified people here, but I'm saying if you are not, get that qualification as a real estate agent also and just improve your skills. I hope that answer your question, right?
100% Paji. I think anybody who's listening to this probably knows now like what to look for in the person they're dealing with, right? Just like one last, I know like we're short of time, but I have so much in my mind right now. I want to ask you, like anybody who's aspiring to be a real estate agent, I mean, what are the challenges like probably that you faced when you started, right? And what are some of the tips maybe you can give them right now?
See, I feel real estate is a journey. You cannot be a successful real estate agent in one day. It takes years to build your credibility. It's very important that you sharpen your skill and see that you are trying to help other people. It's not about your commission. It's not about the house. It's the value you are bringing on the table for them. That's really important. So you need to be educated enough. ਜਿਹੜੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਗੱਲ ਆ ਨਾ ਉਹ ਹਾਰਡ ਤੋਂ ਹੋਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਆ, ਐਂਡ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ ਭਾਜੀ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਕੁਝ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ and then you are a different person on the back. That might help you in one transaction but it won't take you a long route. So ਇੱਕ ਬਹੁਤ important ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੈ, this is a emotional roller coaster ride. So never get carried away what the other person is talking about. Oh, because end of the day sales बहुत important business हैगा. You need to be good with that sales skills. ਜਿਹੜੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ marketing need to be different. Why we went on the social media itself? Because there was a reason. This is the reason we are connected. This is the reason we are connected with so many first time home buyers like our investors. I have clients from US, I have clients from Singapore also, just because they saw our social media. So you need to be very good in the marketing, you good with the sales, and plus you're trying to help other people. Because end of the day, goal ਉਹਦੇ meet ਹੋਣਾ ਜਦੋਂ both of us are successful as a client and as a you in the long run. ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ short term there's no shortcuts to that success. So ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨਾ sound body, sound mind. So that this philosophy works only when you are continuously into inputting what is happening in the real estate industry, and then you sound knowledgeable. Because ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਸੁਣੋਗੇ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ, the same will come from your mouth. That's the reason. So as I know everything about what is happening in the real estate market because we day to day ਕਰਦੇ ਹੀ ਹਾਂ. And I have so many calls to do, all those work to do, because day to day ਸਾਡੇ ਤਾਂ ਦਿਮਾਗ 'ਚ ਚੱਲਦਾ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਸੁਪਨੇ ਵੀ ਉਹੀ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ. ਸੋ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਏਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ, you are passionate about that. ਤੁਹਾਡਾ love ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ. Obviously you will make good money and that world needs good salesperson and you can be that salesperson provided ਤੁਹਾਡੇ 'ਚ ਦਮ ਹੈਗਾ, you have ambition, and don't get carried away. ਕਦੀ ਵੀ ਨਾ ਲਾਈਫ 'ਚ free advice ਨਹੀਂ ਲਈ ਦੀ. ਜੇ ਮੈਂ free ਦੇ ਰਿਹਾ ਨਾ, don't take it. ਜਿਹੜੀ ਚੀਜ਼ free ਆ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਉਹਦੀ value ਉਨੀ ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ. But we are going on YouTube, maybe you are listening somewhere, we took our time out, it's not free. Paji approached us, we connected, and this is how we are delivering value, and we are sharing our life learning chapters to you. Learn from it and you will definitely scale.
Perfect. Thank you so much for taking out your time, Paji. Thank you for the golden nuggets. I am very, very, very sure that jinne bhi ya sunya hoga, anybody listening to this, you know, it's created a lot of value, and they probably know actually, how to start. So it's probably given them a very clear picture of what their path looks like. And thank you so much, Paji. Thank you again for taking out your valuable time.
Thank you, Baji. Thanks a lot. Take care.